Okay. Thank you for watching here live at Blooming Light at Bloomy's Tribe. If you happen to be logging in live, then you are logging in on Friday, I believe, August the 22nd, 2025. It is approximately 10:44 a.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. If you're logging in at a later time and date and you're not a toxic, crazy, stalker, killer, weirdo, slash philanthropist, slash harvester, slash all these things. If you're none of those things, then thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, check out the homepage, check out the links to know more about me. Check out the well over 2,000 videos I have that you can check out at your leisure. It's a mixture, a little bit of everything from other content creators as well as myself. If you're interested in donating to the cause, and what is the cause, okay? The cause is my son and me, we are targeted individuals. If you're not sure what that means, I invite you to do your research about that, okay? Targeted individuals, and we're survivors, okay? So we have been subject from day one to abusers, okay, in positions of power from the beginning. So we've been subjected to that for some time now. So we're survivors of the more insidious types, even overt, but narcissistic abuse on a micro and a macro scale. So the cause is we are in the process of filing a RICO case. So we do need some assistance with, you can file as a pro se, but I prefer to get a lawyer. Okay, you can file, and represent yourself, but the reason why, I'm getting some legal advice regarding all of that. But the reason why is because, again, some of these RICO cases are very complex, and I have a feeling that mine is certainly one of them. Okay, because there's multiple states involved. Okay, and so I'm like, nah, I want me a lawyer. I want them to hit up 3 states, bitch. I want California, Nevada, and Texas, nigga. That's the, that's the way I'm rolling, bitch. Because this shit is weird. And we're in the process of that, okay? I've gathered a sufficient amount of data, and I got enough, what do they call it? It's the terms, I forget. It's all on the paperwork. Predicated events, okay? And it's a way, like, it is so involved. And I really believe that the reason why a lot of this shit is able to continue for so long, because first and foremost, most targets and survivors, obviously, because they have been that, hello, they're not going to be having the resources and or the energy typically, okay? Under most situations, they're not going to. They're barely fucking surviving. And this is what these sons of bitches, these raggedy motherfuckers bank on, okay? They bank on that. That's a part of their arrogance, that so much abuse has been done, that they're, because you have to have, for this judicial system, crooked albeit as it is, you have to, they ain't trying to hear no emotions and you all over the place. You're just gonna look like somebody crazy and unhinged. So you have to be kind of like dead, and somebody who's got just a shit ton of facts. Okay, and paperwork and things that they can link. And that takes energy. Okay, that takes strength. That takes time. Okay, most survivors are, target individuals are, it's taking every ounce of themselves to survive on a moment for moment, day-to-day basis because of how they're plummeted by these weirdos. Okay, now, So if y'all interested in dedicating, donating to the Kazals, okay? Because I'm gonna go forward with that. My son's lease is gonna be up coming February. I want him out before that. I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. I'm getting different kinds of ideas that owners may step up and offer him something because of some information that's coming out if it hasn't already come out. Okay, some facts, some confessions about some things that this shouldn't have been, and they're gonna need to compensate for that if they don't want to be possibly, like, what was that about? We don't do that. That's not how we do business in this motherfucker. Okay, this ain't your personal shit, and we don't do business. We don't. That's how we don't do that. We ain't thugs. Okay, we ain't thugs. We ain't ghetto. We ain't using our business, for our personal issues and vendettas with individuals. Anywho, so I'm wanting to get him out before. I want to get out of Texas altogether. I think I've mentioned it on another video. Lateral move to the West Coast, but I'm not even settling there. So it's gonna kind of be like in the process of getting these RICO cases going, getting him from one space, because this space is just too contaminated. Okay, it's too contaminated, and the way, and it was manufactured that way. Osiris, get your, see, look at him. He doing just how my son do. You gonna get, come here. You can get spanky. Y'all should see him. Osiris, huh? What you doing? Huh? Come here. Osiris. Y'all should see his face. You didn't do this until you saw me on here. I swear you're smart. I swear it. Yeah. Because why wasn't you doing that before? Osiris. You know what? See, that's what I'm talking about. Watch. Yeah, you want spanky? You want him to sore rumpy? You want him to squishy? Look, now he got down. He's smart. Oh, I swear anyway. As soon as I start talking, that's what our kids do. Then they get to doing, oh, she's distracted now, bitch. Huh? I can roll around here, eat plants, do whatever the fuck I want to do. Anywho, so, like I was saying, it's too contaminated. It was manufactured that way, though, from people who, wanted to seek revenge via business. This is why I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on this until forever. Okay? Some people just shouldn't be given positions of authority. Some people just should not be working in certain arenas. I'm serious. They just shouldn't. Their psychological and emotional depth is not there. Sorry, not sorry. It's not. Because that's going to mean that person has the capacities, okay, when they get up. They have the capacities to not bleed shit into it. And then if it's difficult, they have the strength and the capacities to kind of hold themselves accountable and go, hey, you know what? I didn't know, but since this has come to, this is what I'm aware of, it's fair for me to say that this person dated, and I might not be this, there's a conflict of interest here. Okay? Me having any kind of position of power or influence or say so pertaining to may be convoluted. Okay? Or my friend, happens to, like, whatever those things are that's compromising the integrity of how they would, under any other circumstance, how they would approach a situation, okay? And they don't have it. And then not only that, there are some people that are being put in these positions, they corrupt, nigga. Sorry, not sorry. I'm stuck. Cancel that. We ain't doing that no more. We're not gonna be feeding this to the subconscious and this and shit. Okay? Lot of correcting myself, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna have to be uncomfortable for a while because I'm really working on my subconscious and, you know, the things that I'm saying. I know none of us are perfect, and I'm going to get into what this actual discussion is here in a minute. I know that none of us, we all have a story, don't we? And under certain situations and circumstances, most humans, we are going to crack under certain levels of pressure to some degree. That's the nature of this experience. I have said, and I'll continue to say this, I give analogies to help people bring true to life examples and make sense of a lot of things that we feel like we are experiencing or seeing or watching. In the pursuit of happiness, Will Smith, his son, he was a homeless man. I don't remember the movie entirely, so I may mix up some scenes there. But the gist, I think he was smart or something like that. He had to be smart or had created something. But for whatever reason, he was homeless, okay? I don't know why, but he was homeless. And he was trying to get his life straight or, you know, stabilized or something like that. I don't know where the mother was. Maybe the mother was dead. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Okay? And he, you know, he had to basically make it do what it do. He was like showering in like public bathrooms and just because he had an interview or something like that. So and those things were against the rules. And one time somebody came in and he was sad, or he was crying because it was with his son, and I forget all of it, but he kind of like blocked the person, whatever that was, from being able to like come in. And he had to do that. That was his fight. He had to fight, you know, for his survival. Okay. The reason why I'm sharing that is because there's a lot of people in the universe that likes to mix apples and oranges when they're trying to deflect and when they're trying to blame shift and when they're trying to scapegoat or hide their own heftier nefarious dealings by trying to find something to point at on the ones that they're targeting in the first place. That's a strategy. Not all things are created equal. Will Smith and his situation versus someone, maybe they're just greedy, maybe they're just, you know, there's all sorts of underlying currents that sets the tone and the vibration, intention, and motive of what seems to be maybe same actions, which means different consequences. You have people that's greedy and entitled. You have people that's just, they don't want to put in any kind of energy or effort. You do have those people in the world. See, here's the thing. We do have people who's always looking for a quick and easy come up. Yes, we do have that. We do have people who are slackers, and not because of sabotage, not because of, you know, all of the factors that affects targeted individuals, just because they lazy, good for nothing, highfalutin, used to, you know what I'm saying, everybody else doing shit for their ass. Huh? So that's the thing. And I don't deny. I mean, because you hear the statements, it only takes one bad apple that convolutes somebody's understanding and view of a lot of things. They all become blurred in together. Because there are some people that you can listen. All you got to do is do your own little science project, baby. That's all you got to do. It'll help you to come up with your own conclusion. All you got to do, if you happen to know anyone, or if it's you yourself, depending on what your situation is, and let's say it's a person or a family, they're always getting, folks to somehow consistently invest. Okay? Now, that's not bad in and of itself just yet. Okay? They're always seeming to get, and whether this is they slick with that tongue, whatever it is. Okay? Because they're always in a situation. Again, that's nothing bad in and of itself just yet, because targeted individuals actually go through those things because of the sabotage. But that's what makes them different, the targeted population, from people who are scheming and scamming, lazy good for nothings, but highfalutin and entitled. Okay. Well, so, and let's say, just for shits and giggles, let's say you're a person of affluence, and let's say you're a person of wealth and status. Let's say you have money, okay? A sufficient amount, okay? Enough to spare. So maybe you're kind-hearted. So, there's a few folks that's like that, and they're kind-hearted legitimately, okay? And you decide, okay, you continue to invest, you continue to support, like, not only do you get the money, but let's say, maybe it's ideas, maybe you're bringing in some manpower, because, networks, I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, okay, whoa. And you're doing this. So it's not just like a one-shot gift. Let's say this is some type of a consistent thing, and then, utilizing your other resources to, whether that's to help them to grow their business, whether that's to help them to start one, whether that's to, get a home, whether this is to assist with their offspring, like whatever this is. But for whatever reason, with all of this, because let's say it ain't just you. Let's say this person, you're just one of individuals that they have in their goodie bag. Okay? You're just one of them. So now here's the question of the hour. If you do your own science project, okay, with all of this, then why is this person? Forget everyone else right now. We're going to talk about this. With all of the support, close-knit family, all these various people investing, they're all, assisting one another, all of this. Okay, so then with the big wigs, with the investments of the money and the networks, on top of all of the other little, investments and assistance, they call it like a support system, or whatever you want to call it. All that being there, then why is this person always having an issue? And that's something, this is why they deflect right there. To get the eyes off. It's right there. Because if they don't do that, then maybe too many people would see that, okay, you seem to got it together, you know, but for someone who seems to got it together and have, you know, whether it's this hyperluminous career or this support system, this connect with Hollywood, this connect with, you know, woo-de-woo, Illuminati, this connect over here, and woo. Why is there always an issue? And the reason why I'm bringing that up, because I'm trying to just point out that there is a difference. It's a whole nother vibe. It's a whole nother frequency. You have people who want to live above their means because they have a reputation and status, and they can't stand the thought of, you know, I don't do apartments, you know. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to not want to do an apartment. I get it. I'm trying to get my son up out of the apartment now because I'm about done with dealing with lunatics. And these programs being utilized to invade. So I get it. But here's my point. You know, we're talking about life. You know, especially the preachy people who like to go around acting as if they got some wisdom to give people. It's like, well, very well then, you want to be a voice. Okay, get your pride together. This applies to you. So you have situations like that. I can't, you know, I have an image, you know, and you know, I can't, you know, I can't live in an apartment, and you know, I can't just drive, you know what I'm saying? I can't just drive, motherfucker, a Hyundai and shiznit or a Kia, you know, I gotta have, you know, because my status, you know, my reputation. And then in some of these situations, unbeknownst to a lot of people that's onlooking, there's some other underlying addictions and factors that people don't know about. Sometimes people have secret double life and addictions. That's the thing. I understand that. Okay? Whether that be whatever it is, which is playing a role with why they have to, in this case, continue to get your booty down. Get your booty. Don't be slick, Osiris. Don't do that. You're gonna get in trouble. You get him spank you. Yes. Okay, good boy. This is good. You can't eat. That's not class. Good boy. Okay, so so now you got somebody that's entitled, which may mean they're trying to live above their means, which could explain then the financial situations, on top of addictions that people may not know about, whether that is addictions to spell work and what it costs when you're doing high level sophisticated type, when you run it with the big wigs. Because see, when you run it with the big wigs, you're not doing, if you running with the big wigs, you doing some, you know, some sophisticated shiznit. That's costly. That's costly, Dave. Okay? And so, but they can't say that. Now, here's what we got to accept. Because these are usually people who have double lives. So they can't say to you, oh, I'm in this situation because, you know, I need to do some more serious spell work for the next people I'm trying to kill, motherfucker. They have to, you know, make it something else. They got to appeal to something in you. Okay? And there are those people. And you have people who are just plain lazy. They, they got by on their looks. Okay, that's what they were taught. Their daddy taught them that. Their mama taught them that. You know. And this is not for me or anybody out there to judge whether it's right or wrong. My whole point is I understand that there are people out there that actually don't want to do anything and looking for somebody else to carry their weight and to pay their way. And looking for, you know what I'm saying, at all costs, wanting a high life at the expense of taking from maybe those that are really in need. I know that. But what I also know that usually the world is blind to see who it actually is. Usually. There are some people, pursuit of happiness. There are some people, targeted individuals, where they're, these are intelligent people, hardworking people. People are actually getting ideas off of them and making big money kind of people. Yeah, they thought I didn't know how now. So it ain't got nothing to do with lack of intelligence, lack of development, lack of effort, lack of even priorities. Targeted individuals might be, some of them now. I understand there's degrees of this thing, okay? But some of them might have turned into like some kind of, how do you say it? Because of the extremeness of what they've been subjected to for so long. They learned how to do the things that everybody want to preach about. The very things that maybe in their earlier years, like most people, because that's the progression of life. When you're younger, your younger years, as you deal with your shit, maybe your priorities are off. It's all about shopping. And then bills after. You know what I'm saying? But maybe the targeted population has actually learned and mastered, okay, for right now, I got to put a pin, and maybe they adjust with every season, depending on what's happening. Okay, I'm going to put a pin in this. This is more realistic for now. Right now, I got to wear plastic wigs and pearl rings and a slightly irregular airwax suit. Right now. That's what I got to wear. And I got to make it wonderful some kind of way. Because food on the table, the essentials, and whatever's after that, then that's gonna be what I can do the other stuff. And then, you know, adjusting with every season, and then being creative. Targeted individuals learned how to, I got stories. That's all I can tell you. I got tons and tons and tons and tons of stories. Most wouldn't believe a lot of the stuff that I've always managed to seem to get even after major losses. Sometimes it's actually just given to me. Weird, huh? Sometimes it's I'll land somewhere or at, you know, at a thrift store or something, and I just so happen to find quality shit with tags on it or something. Like, it be that kind of vibe. And that's, see how that creativity come in there? But you wouldn't know it, would you? What you would know is you see somebody with what appears to be a brand new Calvin Klein, I'm just throwing it out there. And you're like, what? How do you, that ain't struggling. They got on a Calvin Klein. That's struggling. That ain't struggling. You see our assumptions, humans, how we are. Don't know that the person got that from the thrift store. Don't know that somebody possibly donated it to them, or they got it from some kind of clothes closet somewhere. They don't know that. And anything like me, I've always been this way since, as far as I know. But, you know, I went to, in my younger years, I think I was, what, 18 or 19, maybe? 19? God, that was a long time ago. I went to cosmetology school. Yep. And there began the journey of me knowing how to do all my own shit. That's where the journey began, of knowing how to do my own makeup, knowing how to do my own nails, knowing how to tweeze and wax, knowing how to, you know, do my, you know, own. Yeah, that's where that came from. But once again, people that would look, they don't know nothing about that, do they? They don't know, they don't even know if you're somebody who specializes in wig restoration. I'm just saying, there's actual shops in Houston that literally tell people to bring their own. It's a wig restoration. None of us will know it. All we do is just look at somebody. And if it looks like they dress nice and smell good, you know, then to us, they don't fit the bill of somebody struggling. That's very sad, shallow, and surface, but that's just the way it is. It's kind of like, you know, they need us to keep the towel on our head. Right? To keep it on there, they might then believe. But if that's the case, then they're leaning into thinking we got some kind of mental. You see that? You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you're looking nice, then you ain't struggling, and you trying to, get over on people. They don't know what the fuck you're doing. They don't know if you out here, online applying for jobs. They don't know if you cleaning people's houses or not. People don't. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know what your situation. That's why people be saying, "Don't even worry." People don't know you. They don't know your life. They don't know your situation. They don't. It's assumptions, and often rumors and hearsay. They don't know. That's why I said targeted population is possibly some of the hardest working individuals, dedicated and intelligent, creative, and the greedy Greedersons from Greedensville of the universe, the multiverse, is triggered and wanted for themselves. People got insurance policies and stuff. Like, the fact that a lot of us don't know that that is a thing, just like there is human trafficking. Just yesterday, there was 2 alerts that came on my phone about some kind of fucking child abduction shit in Texas, the Bible Belt. Yeah. Can't even seem to get that shit together. Too busy benefiting off of it. But back to what I'm saying. The targets are the scapegoats, not just for their family. They're the scapegoats for the world of corruption. Because most of the people with the biggest and the loudest mouths pertaining to whatever issue they have with the targeted population are the ones that are breaking laws in front of your face every day. Are the ones participating in criminal rings. Are the ones who make exceptions for them, for themselves. They'll turn a blind eye for Uncle Charlie and Sister Sally. They'll erase a ticket here. They'll give a ticket there. See that? They be the main ones that if the price is right in their favor, they will do something maybe not so ethical. Targeted populations, lives have been infiltrated. This is a fact. This has played a role in the consistency of stability since they have been hunting down like animals or rabid dogs or something. Their bodies have been compromised. I mean, they can't get rid of us for some reason, but I can tell you, their bodies definitely have been compromised. They have been, you know, people literally trying to genocide, fumigate. Poisons, all kinds of shit. Okay? So, needless to say, they have lots of situations. And the more they come into the knowledge and they start working on themselves, I read this or I saw it somewhere, the more they start to transform and mature, the more they start coming more into their own, the more heightened, grotesque, and intense the assaults on their lives get. This is the progression. What happens over time, there's targets who surpassed the expiration date that was assigned about a gazillion times. And with that, if you want to know what does it mean in terms of all this, okay. So if you want to talk businessman, businesswoman, dollars and cents, ledgers, okay. This means a deficit. Money. This means that there's been a lot of output and investment on whether it's hiring these community organized harassers, employees, to all of these various witches and warlocks and practitioners, to all of these various, bounty hunters, all these various people, landlords, property owners, restaurants, that's a lot. That's a lot of output. Travel expenses. It's stacking up for the insurance. Insurance money, inheritances. A lot of targets have inheritances they don't know about, and they're trying to keep it that way. But there's a lot of output for that. In some cases, this is energetic and spiritual. And so, because of the benefit of their DNA, something that they won't harvest. Okay? So, because they're already doing energetic grape. They've been doing energetic graping every day. Yes, they are. Okay? Some of them, the sex shit that they're doing, like the sex rituals and in people's dream space, like the ones, this is specific to the ones who are in that side of the arena and who know, what I'm saying, about that stuff. So these are all ways that targets and their children, because their children are usually targeted, this is all the ways in which have played a role in what seems like on the surface, they're just sickly. They're just, no. Ain't none of that, honey. Ain't none of that. They sending them things. They're sending them nasty pussies. They're doing weird shit in people's sleep. Okay. And so what happens is they begin to get very infuriated because the more time, like at first, stalling time works for them in the name of trying to see if they can then just get the job done. But then at some point, then it starts working against them because, well, there's more output. You got to use more resources. You got to use more all of these things, money, all that, and you still aren't guaranteed that you're going to actually get the full totality of the goal. So because some of these targets have managed to survive past the expiration date, and in some cases thrive, in some cases get even stronger than they ever thought the target would. So they really be having to do some super sabotagery shit for shizzle. They gotta call the Texas workforce motherfuckers and the Nevada motherfuckers, and they really gotta work their government works. They gotta at least try, even though they don't always get their ass told the fuck up. But they gotta try. Because they keep trying to compromise. So with all of that being said, everything is not quite as it seems. Targeted population is just an easy scapegoat. Most people are running away from themselves and they don't want to have to look at their own behavior and conduct. And it's the art of misdirection. Let's all focus on this person. To hell with the fact that we full of shit. To hell with the fact that we don't know our place. We don't understand proper boundaries. We don't understand proper business etiquette. We don't understand, how to filter our professional world from our personal world. We don't understand ethics and that others are just as deserving of everything that we feel entitled to, even if they're not a part of our crew. To hell with that. To hell with that. To hell with we wanted to be 1,000-year-old mean guys and mean girls because we got our little ego crushed because we was fucking with somebody that was minding their business. Targeted population, they know who they are. They know what they've lived, and they know what they're living now. And they know full well what's going on. And their priority is just like in the pursuit of happiness. But in this case, it's in the pursuit of survival. And that's what they're banking on. They can care less about all these other people's shenanigans and bullshit that they're trying to pull. Okay. Because meanwhile, the powers that be that's greedy and feel entitled to having them in their vicinity. Got the audacity. Let's torture them so we can leak their energy so we can manifest. There's judgment on it. And things are being shifted up as I speak. If you keep them stuck there, you know, keep them. Because while we try to do this, everybody can get it. I'ma just let it play out. Now, soul, universe, world, whoever you are out there, maybe you lived a very limited, shallow life, or, you know, maybe pampered, sheltered in the four corners of the earth. But stop presuming and learn how to smell your own poop. Your perspective nose blindness. Okay? It'll help you. There are people, and we've seen this. This is what we watch. Targeted population, we see this. We see it when we're dating. We see it in different situations in our past that we've had. Where it's like, because all that was manufactured. A lot of stuff is coming to full circle. We're getting information, we're getting stuff, and it's like, wow. But, you know, we've met folks over the years, and it's like, you know, everybody loves this loving, nurturing energy about the targeted population. That's standard. This is a part of their supply. This is a part of what they get in the deal. To build them up to manifest with karmic energy, whether that's karmic family or karmic lovers, or both. And we've heard shit, people always complaining, you know, you hear their stories about, you know, people out here gold diggers and, people who, you know, they toxic and, you know, drama, one thing and another, they don't want to work or whatever, and it's like they come off like they're looking for something, like they're sincerely, truly wanting the opposite. But the fascinating thing is, when you look and peep into these people's lives, and then you get their visual and you see kind of what they're about and what they end up involving themselves with, the truth is the absolute opposite. They thrive. They say one thing, but they crave and thrive the toxic femme fatales, where it's a man, and the other way, if it's a woman, they crave the toxic, you know, whatever you call the dude, Don Juan. Okay, they like the chemical, because it's the cycle of abuse. They like the whole, you know, fighting and fucking and fucking and fighting, and, you know, addictions together, and, you know. Being with broads that's really gold digging. that they claim they didn't, you know. It's almost like, you know, this world wants the targeted population to be the ones to accept the shitty end of a stick. They feel like they should have less. Okay? And we've learned that, you know, it's like, oh, okay, they talk like that with us, but when we look at people's lives, it's like, it's toxic. They get addicted to toxic shit. So that's what they thrive in chaos. Anything healthy is too damn calm. It's too damn boring. There's no thrill. There's no pizzazz, at least so they think. There's no thrill, no pizzazz, no factor. They want the endless chase. The endless chase you can get with toxic energies because they're going to string you along. They're going to play with you. Okay? Well, now let's get to the actual discussion. That took a turn. But, I mean, it's valid. It's all valid. Targets have been sabotaged. So they need healthy support. Their support systems have been compromised. Everything has been infiltrated. And it's because most humans are weak-willed, easily bought and sold. That is an unfortunate truth. Okay? Add to the fact that if these people have any kind of personal issues with the targeted population, okay, if they felt jealous of them, threatened by them, or upset, all the more they'll be willing to try to assist with sabotaging them. So they have a lot of challenges that they live through. Okay, so once again, if any of you out there and you want to support, just know that me and my son are honored and thankful for any support as we attempt to stand against this assault on our human and our civil rights, because that's what this is. This is an onslaught, full-on assault on our civil and our human rights. So if you're wanting to support that, from my son and me, we're honored. Thank you. Anything counts. The links are somewhere on the home page, whether you want to do PayPal or if you want to do the GoFundMe. I believe GoFundMe may be a little bit more secure than PayPal, so I'm told. Okay? And that's that. Because we're trying to get some lawyers, but we're also trying to finance getting us out of Texas, and all of the costs with that, you know. I'm trying to make this as less traumatic and devastating as I can. Okay, as I can, until the case is closed, because we may win, and if we win, let's just say, because what I'm going to be asking the court for, shit, what I'm asking for is big time. Because this ain't just one little thing. This has been years. So by then, you know, that's one thing, but I'm told that these things could be drug out. And I am not really wanting to wait beyond, okay, his the end of his lease. That's as late as I want this to be in terms of being in the state of Texas. By the time that lease is up, I want that lease up and the fuck up out the state. It's too contaminated. Way too contaminated. Okay. So the discussion, I think it says like ordering takeout, shaking my head. You're looking at the screen, it says serial killer games, serial killer games. And I think the thumbnail said something like, it runs in the family. And that's the targets. It feels like, you know, the powers that be and those that are involved with this, it was like ordering takeout. They wake up one day and, you know, they decide, I would like an order of this with a side of that. Could you give me could you give me an African American starseed female blood type basa da 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 with a side of a male with the side of a male African American rainbow child with pure blood, preferably no sexual encounters and neurodivergent. And could you package that up for me good and plenty? Thank you. That's kind of the vibe. And those they employ and those that participate are just like them. They're just like them. Oh, okay, yeah, we want us a side of, yeah, my heart is failing, and you know, maybe they'll be, they got pure, yeah, because they lived a pure life, and that, you know, you guys got records. Oh, they don't never do drugs and alcohol. We didn't drug the fuck out our shit. We done smoked our lungs inside out, nigga. Yeah, so, their line, their frequency, their frequency, sovereignty. We lost our line. We lost our line. We don't have one. That's why we're in this business. We lost our line. And we want theirs. Hot commodity. I want their line to the tree of life. I want their line. Hot commodity. I would like to order picnic. Ooh, they chakras. I would like to order, could I have a solar plex? I would like they sacral. Could I have their sexual organs? Ooh, I would like to manifest, because see, I can manifest off that energy. I can create. So could you all create, I would like to order, could you all create a couple of leaks for me? I need some energy sources. So could you send somebody, you know, over to go ahead and inflict some kind of assault, to inflict some form of a trauma of something, so we can compromise their energy field, so there could be a leak. And so that we can then pull and harvest off of that, please. Thank you. I would like to have that, you know, with a side of Could you guys hear me do this before the mother fully remembers? Because she can kill us. She can. If we let her fully remember. She already taunting us now. And she ain't all the way fully. Her over shoulder. So could you all hurry up? Okay, we only got so much time. We can keep him here for so much time, and we need y'all to do this because if this motherfucker, if she remembers, if she clears out all these parasites that we sent to her, because this is what we manufactured. We knew full well that this town was a trash ass town full of parasites. We knew already that it was very colonized and low vibrational. And we already knew that the light of these beings was going to trigger a whole lot of motherfuckers. And that's so that we can get these leaks, get them attacked, get them compromised, and we can do some other things. And hurry up. Because if she remembers, if she clears, if she understands that this is a frequency and vibration war, via bio weapon, sound frequency weapon, shock, terror, all those things. If she figures this out and she gets her antidote, not only are we exposed, but some of us might as well say goodnight. Because see, again, the atrocities, and this is nothing new. They've been doing this kind of stuff. It's just shifted form. It's not new. Picnic. Y'all like to order what you have. That is what their lives are like, though. The world needs to understand that. When you've been dehumanized as a targeted individual, because you are dehumanized, you are objectified, you are a commodity. You're an energy source commodity, you are dollars and cents on a ledger. It's as simple as that. Now, me and my son, I'm rephrasing, like I was saying, we're on day 2. I think this is day 2 of our 7-day challenge. So I've already started out my day with that whole practice. I'm simply saying that to them. That's what the targets are. That's why it's so easy to disregard, the sickness of the behavior. That's why people can come, cops, business people, all sorts of people can just come straight faced and like it's regular. Because they have dehumanized the targeted population. They have objectified them. And the targets have accepted, this is why we have accepted, or we're coming to radical acceptance, that we are no longer, we are not, we ain't here to help humanity. Humanity doesn't want it. Humanity just want an energy source to feed and fuel their lust and their greed. So we're not here for that. We've accepted that the mass majority are nothing but a bunch of Freddy Kruegers, Michael Myers, Jasons, Texas Chainsaw Massacres, American Psychos, Glenn Close's Misery. We've accepted that that's what this is. We're no longer expecting to appeal to any decency and humanity. But we are going to fight. We're going to fight to be able to be in our own energy, our own frequency, so we can invest in the things and benefit from our frequency and vibration. We are nobody's food. We're fire, and we're going to make sure people pay for fucking with it. We are not anybody's food. We are fire. And we are commanding the universe to answer. We are commanding. We're commanding it. Dominoes will fall and heads will roll. We are commanding it. We're nobody's fuel and food. We're fucking fire.
Fire is what I heard.
And the fact that they have been feeding off us is what everybody wants to fucking pay for. The gravy train is over. I'm doing my part in the background. See, that's what I'm doing. To remember. Working on my frequency. Working on the frequency of the space in which they've infiltrated and planted. Since they're around the clock, so am I now. Now that I know how far this has gone. The audacity. Obsession. Obsessed and entitled, greedy, soulless, lizard brain motherfuckers. Surrounded by narcissists. We know what we're doing. Surrounded by predators. Surrounded by these energy vampires, these narcissists, these shadow people. That's our only shot. Plummet her environment, plummet his environment. That's our only shot. At this point, she's too sharp. She's too sharp. It's too late. She don't care about now nigga being fine nigga. She don't care about now nothing nigga. It don't matter no more. We didn't send motherfucker. She ain't even looking nigga. She don't care. She don't trust nothing and nobody. She got flames in her eyes, burning people's eyebrows off. She don't care. So our only shot, sandwich them with a bunch of lizards. With unhinged trauma and inner child wound issues. Ain't nothing like maybe we'll have a shot, but see, here's where it's shifting up now. Even now, that's not working. Dun, dun, dun. God damn it. The frequency change. What the hell? Ain't they sound shit? What the hell is happening? Ain't we got all kind of shit up in this motherfucking video? You know, you got a crazy one over there. It sounds got all the special ones. You got people putting shit on doors and patios every day. What the hell? What the hell is, I'm still working on my frequency. I found some things out. And I'm reverbalizing a whole lot of things. I'm paying very close attention. I'm pattern recognizing. That's the neurodivergence. I'm remembering. That's what's happening. You know, goddamn pig Nick, you done picked your ass. They done picked their ass. They done fucked. These motherfuckers done fucked themselves forever. No turning back. They done fucked themselves. without even knowing it. Generations to come gonna get some shit. All because they thought it was a good idea. Like this is a picnic. Like ordering takeout. They thought it was a good idea to sacrifice a disabled young man and his mother. This is why they're fucked. Maybe a whole country that's gonna be fucked. Maybe a whole state that's gonna be fucked. They fucked. For a government not honoring its own citizens, and then got the audacity to have a problem that was very citizens got a problem with them. We do not have any trust in, we don't, and with just due cause. It support pedophiles, murderers, rapists. That's what they support. The Americans Act disability. What the fuck? Old boy told me that my son supposed to be what he's supposed to be protected under. I'm like, shit, that don't mean shit. These motherfuckers ain't honoring shit. They ain't honoring shit. Yeah, I know about he's supposed to be protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act. But what does that mean? How does that apply in real time? That ain't stopping this community organized harassment. That ain't stopping weird, no opposing thumbs, having children of the corn motherfucker. From putting poison in food. So what is that supposed to mean? When I said that justice is going to be served one way or the other, it actually is. It is. Now, meanwhile, daily we adjust and refocus. We're doing a lot of that so that we can be in our energy, our own frequency, not the environment. The projection. So a lot of clearing, a lot of remembering, a lot of refocusing. That's what we have to do. I'm going to say this too. World, wake up. Okay? Y'all need help. Blind. Just blind. You got people that's on social media right now. They have platforms, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, and they goofy. It's all outdoors. They spend 50% of their days plus, depending on their schedules. They spend 50% of their days not on nothing about what they talking to y'all about. They spend 50% stalking, tantruming, doing baneful works on innocent lives, stealing because they don't have their own creativity, bullying, but then they want to be your leader. They want to be your guru, your teacher. They want you to get a reading from them. They want you to listen to them, but they don't know how to manage their own emotion. They don't know how to invest in self-love and the healthier things in life. But they feel like they're a leader and example to people that people should want to aspire to be like. And you all eat it up. Many of you out there, you eat it up because of being two-dimensional, being flat. And surface. Okay, so let's get a real quick pull here. Like ordering takeout, they treated the targeted population, them and their children, made good and plenty money. So the targeted population has benefited everyone but themselves. This stops today. Here we go. I heard a message earlier. A song, something just ain't right. What's about to happen is the world is about to get the tower of a lifetime. Something just ain't right. And you're correct, it's something ain't right. Some ain't right with this country, some ain't right with this state, some ain't right with this town, some ain't right with this complex. Something just ain't right. Behind all that fanciful shit lies empty vessel. What's about to happen to these beings, these people that has treated the collective like this is a picnic, a smorgasbord for all of they retarded ass? Degenerate, no opposing thumb having children of the corn inbred motherfuckers. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, well, I don't know what to think of this. Okay. For some of you, because you're balancing out or something like that, I have hostilities is going into the reverse and then yin and yang and the upright. Because everything is going to be turned upside down the more they take advantage of you guys, of the collective. The more they do this wicked, vile shit, the more everybody's world going to be turned upside down. That's just the way it is. You don't get to choose and pick and choose. It's not a picnic. Turning someone else's world upside down for your benefit is going to cost them theirs being turned up the fuck side down, nigga. Them trying to shut you up, because a lot of y'all, this is them trying to close down your throat chakra. That's their damage control, but their damage control is going to fucking cost them even more than it already was, nigga. They better, nigga. Yes, sir. I got hostilities in the reverse and door to spirit. Okay. So what's about to shift here? We do know that the collective is working on their frequency. They're working on remembering. They're doing constant clearing, buffering. They're being very creative because they know what's going on. They fully know. They fully know. There's the, yeah, there it is. Contract, the scales are coming out. 6, here we go. Communities. They better fix it, bitch. They better fucking fix it. Somebody's gonna be laughing at me like, this lady. I know. Because again, these are people that's insisted upon messing up the life of targeted individuals for their benefit. Then want to simultaneously claim that they, you see what I'm saying, all at the same time. Door to value. Uh-oh. Something about to, ooh. They about to lose their own happiness if they keep at it, because I saw happy family in the reverse. If they keep at it, they sure is. You know, how you gonna fucking just choose that and think that you and your skanky ass? How you gonna just, that's how you know motherfuckers is disconnected. They ain't got nothing inside their vessel. That's how you know. That's how you know. Because how the fuck you really think that that's how this gonna be forever? You just picnicking and shit. Turning motherfuckers' lives upside down for profit, and you thought yours was supposed to be untouched forever. That's what you thought. You thought you was gonna be happy forever off of the blood. That's what you thought was gonna, that's what you, nah. You gonna turn these motherfuckers' lives, all y'all's lives is supposed to be turned the fuck upside down, man. Now, we got 6th chakra, third eye is coming out. Somebody is thinking. We got the thinking man. They better fix it. I have third eye, thinking man, and a community coming out. Crazy. Looney Tunes. Okay, what kind of action? I got 17 here. This was not, yeah. Now we have a man holding the heart in the reverse. What is this? That King of Cups in the reverse energy? You might as well not even trying no old school shit, because that shit gonna fuck them up good and plenty. I have woman holding the heart in the reverse. So this is could could be karmic partners, okay, of the same suit. They can be water signs. They don't have to be. But these are definitely emotionally manipulative and abusive and immature energy. Attachment. They may take some actions may be taken against these people for the actions that they try to take towards you. And in this depiction, a mask is being pulled off of the lady here. And she's chained. Attachment, 5. As they persist, this is possibly something that's about to happen. Door to personal healing and happiness. Yeah, because that's what these people were continuing to try to stop for you. Because they don't know how to do that. So this is why they get into these weirdo shit to begin with. They're about to take a loss. Victory is in the reverse, though. For causing losses. I told you, strategy in the reverse. Walking away. Wanting you to... There's a contract here, okay? They're about to be brokenhearted. Journey. And a man, look at all these karmics. See, that's what I'm saying. Man holding coin reverse. Woman holding heart reverse. Man holding heart reverse. It looks like loss of money for sure. This is a materialistic person over there. Temple path, magician in the mirror. Indian reverse. Heart chakra, yeah, they... Yeah, and a lot of these people possibly claim to be Christian. I see healer of the ages, 51. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So let's clarify then. Someone, now, some of these people might follow their intuition with third eye here and may take appropriate actions towards whoever the karmic energies are here. Okay, some of these people. Regarding you walking away, because I have walking away here, you walking away trying to go through the door to personal healing and happiness. And maybe something to do with exposing all of these people. Like these people coming for this person that just simply knows how to walk away, and people got a problem with it. Rebellion. Perception of unity. Voyage and travel by sea. Somebody might somebody's about to lose whatever they built here as a consequence. Fame and renown going into the reverse. Voyages, travel, maybe end up going on a run or have a hard way to go. It's kind of like a chaos because of it. Somebody made deception is going into the reverse. So there's the exposure. Divine forgiveness, overthrowing of authority. Yeah. The politics, again, politics and ambition, traitors and conspiracies. Yeah, there's addictions, vice, intellectual lucidity. Yeah, these people could have been addicted to your intelligence, addicted to your creativity, and wanted to have a vice grip on you and your mind, your energy. Maybe that's what's coming out. Yep, as soon as I said that, propagation of light, maybe that's what's going to come out on them. Family conflicts, yep, damn. Somebody's lazy ass, motherfucking, wanna high life, luxury motherfuckers. That trips me out. Vice, family conflicts, luxury. People don't be want to do shit, but then always got their mouth open talking about somebody don't want to do shit. I'm talking about everybody everywhere about motherfuckers, but bitch, do you do shit, nigga? What, nigga? Other than to fucking cook and run your mouth. Sit up there on the internet shopping and shit. You ain't cultivating nothing. What you doing? See, that's what humans need to start doing. We like critiquing each other, don't we? We like finding someone else to point at and criticize, because then we don't have to look at ourselves. We like misdirecting everybody to look at somebody else, so then maybe they won't see that we're the lazy good for nothing that's been a fucking thorn in their flesh the whole goddamn time. That's that oblivion. We all have met or have known at least one person like that in our lives. Some of us, we got at least one person like that in our family. Where it's like they won't, they have their own husband and wife per se, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or committed relationship, and they got that, but they want that. They want them to do everything. And then they want anything and everything else from anybody and everyone else, and anything that comes in between that. But then these be the same people running their mouth in the town square. And everybody just the dog, just sitting there talking about, yep, and they just like, but do this person, have you ever asked, and what do you do now? And what's your situation? Because, I forget, it's an exception for you. Your situation is valid, but no one else's situation is valid, huh? Child. Anyway, what's about to happen to these mofos? Especially the ones, somebody's gonna be begging for forgiveness or begging God, whatever it is they believe, because I have it right here. Because this deception is going into reverse. It's a done data. They're done. This whole operation, all these motherfuckers, little reputations and little shiznit. Nine of Swords, they're about to be torched. They're possibly having, sleepless nights, mental health struggles, physical assaults, attacks, no rest, no good sleep. This is a bunch of toxic energies that's been around masculine energies, Nine of Swords. That's what the card says. This is a bunch of skanks, skankatrons. A bunch of fucking thoughts. Okay? Jezebels in the form of men and women. Yeah, Seven of Swords. But this sneaky behavior, this theft, Seven of Swords to the 4. These people, they're exhausting themselves. Woo, child. Burdening you. Because that's what these people did. They projected their inner child woundings with their doshes fucking. And it came out. They came out. They finna be burdened and exposed. This sneaky behavior here, the Seven of Swords. And what's sad for some of them, collective, is you were on point maybe some years ago. What happens in some of these cases, it looks like there was a man or more than one. Could have been from the past. That's crazy. In love. But when you scared to get, listen. When you ain't dealt with your shit. And you scared, you know, intimidated, or you worry too much, you know. Imagine having to live, because you got to live with you. So imagine having to live with that. That you did some shit for your skankatronic family, friends, you know, trying to impress them, trying to please them, trying to, you know, keep up a grandiose, you know, personas and all of those things. Fear of what they do, because some of these men, some of them fear these women. Yep. Fascinating. They thought they should have been afraid of the honorable feminine. They fear these women. That's why they couldn't stand up to them. That's why you see what I'm saying? For so long, they couldn't stand up to them. They couldn't tell the truth about certain shit. Yeah, they're about to experience some kind of defeat here. Because sneaking around, causing interference in your life and burdens with these families, whoever this energies is. This masculine that was in love with a feminine. Because it says the masculine wants to see, he secretly, it's a secret. This means that feminine doesn't know. It also means that nobody in his life knows. It's a secret. Nobody knows. Not even feminine. Not even feminine. It says secretly wants to marry honorable feminine, but wants to take something slow. Seven of Swords. Then Five of Swords. This masculine loves this feminine, but he's got to learn about interference. Because this interfered with these women's lives. And somebody's skankatronic mama here. Picnic. I can give you a... We'll sacrifice this because, you know, I know the truth about him, but I want my karmic ass shit to have the shit that belonged to her, Cinderella. Okay. And yeah, they're about to be burdened. These people. Whew, Lordy. Yeah, Ace of Cups is in the reverse. These people who continue on this regarding feminine, the targeted population is about to get some bad news. Ace of Cups in the reverse, major changes in a negative way for causing major changes in a negative way. Some of them is feminine's relatives that are jealous. But this was hidden from everybody. Yep, her business. They didn't want her to have support. These are people that were stealing and interfering and did not want her to have any kind of support and independence. These are people with major codependency issues, and they wanted her to stay in a codependency cycle with them because they've been siphoning her energy and her children. So they're about to have some issues affecting their independence since they keep trying to affect her independence, her ability to take care of herself, her pentacles. Okay, they didn't want her to be able to do that. That's what all of this is. So these people are about to experience something in their pentacles. We got earth, water, fire, and air. They're about to get some hits in every element. For hitting her and hers in every element. Affecting her business. Trying to stop her wish fulfillment. Not wanting people to look at her as something worth investing in or building with. So now they're about to have their shit hit. Nine of Pentacles reverse. They're about to lose some support because they interfered with her having it. Simple as that. And this is to do with feminine's ex-lovers that was hating on her. They rallied with feminine's ex-lovers. They recruited her ex-lovers to stress her out, to try to end her, put her to arrest, to drive her crazy, to say she was crazy. And now they're about to go crazy. What's about to happen right here? Yes. They're about to cry. Five of Cups. It says, divine feminine sees more than folks think she does. ... She is walking karma, and she is. Whether people want to accept that or not. She is. They'll be presented with an opportunity. Depending on what they do, it's going to be dependent on some shiznit of how their life unfold forever. They're about to cry. They're about to cry. Four of Cups. Rejection issues, missed opportunities. something to do with maybe a feminine's father. Because if people, like I said, collective people been investing in hurting you and your children, I don't care if they Hollywood's best, they ass is fenced to get that ass. I don't care no. Oh, I said it. I just said it. It's right here. And this might have to happen just so that they know that they can get God. Because some of them, they, that arrogance then took over. Know people in high places and money and shit. It says divine feminine's ops will lose everything that matters to them in this life. And they are. They keep coming for her and her children. Everything they gain is going to dry up, and everything they had before they did that is going to dry up. As collective, you rise above. These people should not have tried to hold on to what was yours. They should not have tried to have power and control over you. They should not have held back things that actually belonged to you. There are people who are going to regret they should have properly invested in you, or they should not have invested in trying to keep you in a state of poverty in order to have some kind of a power and control. So in other words, deciding to play God. These are misers. These are people that are stingy and misers and greedy and entitled. And they're about to lose some money here. They're going from the 9 to the 7 to the 4. Poor investments, investing in karmic trash bags, holding back what actually belongs to honorable energy. Again, 3. We got how many cards that's got feminine's exes? 1, 2. Jesus, it says masculines 1, 2, and 3 living in regret. Yeah, they are. They are. For some of them, it's because they shouldn't have been dealing with your mother. For some of you, that they had no business way of talking to and or dealing with your mother or a mother figure of yours. They had no business in cahoots with none of that. Others of you, this is maybe their baby mama or something like that. Trying to win at all costs, wanting to steal a house, or whatever some of this shit is all about. Wanting to be a part of these toxic groups because they want to win at all costs, or, Anyway, let me get going, because I got to clear some energy and do some ass whooping in this motherfucker. Gotta do some shiznit. Ass whooping in terms of energy. I'm not talking about. I gotta do some stuff here in a minute. Child, what does the collective then? Encouragement for them as they continue to work on their frequency and their energy and space and that of their children, and continue to speak out and all these things that these people trying to restrict. They're trying hard. serial killer's games. They may cut this video short just like the other one. It looks like when it goes past a certain amount of minutes, it don't upload the whole thing. So if that's the case, y'all, my apologies. I don't know what that's about. Okay, some official is about to step in. I have official coming up in the upright. Official could be, it could definitely be an authority figure with this 22. A leader, authority figure, and it's integral. It's coming in the upright. So that's the encouragement. Something is going to balance out or is in process to, you know, shake up this lizard brain, human smorgasbord little program they got going on here. Okay, concern, and then a house. Yeah, somebody could be concerned, rightly so. But, you know, concerned about your living space. I mean, because again, they're basically trying to entrap these people in places so that they can have access to torture.
Living spaces.
So they can send their crackheads, their meth heads, they're retarded ass teenagers that'll listen to and do anything anybody tell them to do. These people ain't got no fucking... And all these people that stalking you, they send up in their houses being weird, looking at their social media, stalking you on social media and shit. I didn't pattern recognition these motherfuckers to a science. I got this shit down to a science. They done told all of them. Done told on themselves, period. I have concern, and then I have high honor coming out. Okay, so then there is some change. Okay, that's coming because people are concerned. Yeah, this false person. Uh-oh. Yeah, here's the karmic. A karmic energy that was possibly trying to look like they were honorable and that you were a false person. Because that's what these things do. They're shapeshifters. Okay? They swap. That's what these energies do. So they're giving you truth, but they're just not giving you the actual role that is true of them. They swap it. Yeah, imprisonment is coming in the reverse. Adjudication in the reverse marriage. Okay, how is this encouragement for the collective? What is this fencing to work out here? Lovers. Adjudication. A lover that could be concerned. Courthouse reverse. This main female, this younger chick. Thoughts. Coffin in the reverse. Interesting. They thought somebody stopped possibly, or they thought somebody put an end to something. Thought somebody was dead. Family room. And there's the official person. So something is about to... Yeah, poverty, distant horizon, child. In reverse, occupation. Who's this wealthy man? Yeah, what they stole, gift, reverse. To have you all in poverty. Well, some encouragement is, looks like this injustices, this adjudication. This unfair shit. Y'all just keep on. You keep on doing what you got to do here from tarot. Collective, that's in a 7-day challenge. And they're in a living space situation where people are, yeah, vying for their energy like this is a picnic. Power, okay. Oh, it's about to turn into your favor, okay. 4 of Pentacles to the Wheel of Fortune. To the wheel in the upright. And the Star. What the hell? Attention maybe being embarked on this cruelty, 9 of Swords, that they are been doing for fortune. To you and your kid with this doll, this doll on the ground all broken up. Possibly since you were a baby and your child since they were. Sickos. Offering shit. With this Ace of Pentacles, offering shit to motherfuckers, and this is why so many people have been willing. Humans aren't as strong as they appear, and they're not as moral as they talk. For the right price, they'll do anything to anybody. And then cry when something happens in their household all at the same time. It looks like there's an offer coming though, because we got the Ace in the upright. I asked where the encouragement is. So then something is on its way. Or you're manifesting something, or through your gifts, because you're the bag. You have the power to turn this wheel. Power, the Wheel of Fortune, Star, Ace. Ace of Pentacles. And Page of Wands. You've been, and 6 of Wands. That's a victory and success, crossing some kind of threshold here. It could be through your giftings, you're being guided through, and then manifesting. The universe is about to present something, maybe, because in this depiction is like this guy. What is this famous statue where the dude is holding like this big ball with the rings around it? It's like you all have been holding up and dealing with a lot. Okay, got a big heart, possibly. There's a lot of green here. Maybe you got heart. So the universe is maybe going to be honoring that, your higher self, whatever you look at that as. Honoring the fact that you have a big heart, you got heart. You've been dealing with a bunch of immaturity since you were born. You've been dealing with a bunch of immature ass energies since you were born, from the people who should have known better. You've been dealing with petty energy since you were born. Because you were gifted, and they knew it, and they saw that. And some of them wanted this for themselves, and so in order to keep it like that, they wanted to have you impoverished and restricted so that they can just siphon in that way. Because if you were to be fully embodied, then they felt like they wouldn't have benefited, or you see that? Sickos. Sick. Yeah, didn't want you to have a sex life, didn't want you to have, so that they, didn't want you to have so that they could utilize. Wanted you to have this life of isolation, no friends, no nothing, no, yeah, with magic, manipulation, spell work. We got, yep, it's right here. But your intuition is going to guide you through this. High priestess, magician, you knew that these motherfuckers was doing some shit. With this empress and them feeding the baby, you knew was something off. Since you were a baby, you knew that it was something off, possibly as a child, as a baby. With this Ace of Swords in the reverse, confusion, lies. They've been doing this, hiding shit. Maybe even about your true origins. This could have happened when your actual parents were younger. With the page over here, this Page of Wands, they wanted to be a star. They wanted, that's what niggas did, y'all, back in the day to make it, and it's what niggas are still doing today. That's why I say we ain't evolved the way we talk. We ain't evolved like that. We doing the same shit we been doing. Competing for a seat in Maslow's palace. You make it big, you gotta be willing to sacrifice something. You wanna make it? You wanna be Hollywood? You wanna make it? You wanna make it in that entertainment industry? You wanna make it? You wanna make it in that sporting industry? You wanna make it and you a nigga? You already at a deficit. You're already at a deficit. It's a hard thing to do under supreme conditions. You're already at a deficit. You want to make it? You know how many chicks want to be a singer? They think they can blow because, they're in the choir. What you gonna do? What you gonna sacrifice? Some of the collective, they're the sacrifice. Okay? They were. Because that's how things were done, Sex magic over here, Ace of Wands, and there she is, Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, some of you guys straight got a petty mother or a petty handler. If it wasn't your actual mother, whoever you thought was your mother, but she was not right in the head. And very petty and very immature and very possibly jealous. Yeah. Did not want you. They were the ones offering people shit to hold back and not invest. And offering people things. Possibly through sex. Page of Wands, messages, sex magic. In some cases, they could have been a part of sending honeypots to people to lure, to play on the man's fucked upness. Yeah, spell work. And there's the magician. Okay, so check. This is all turning out in your favor. Because I asked about what's changing, what's positive. So these are good cards in that respect. Okay? In that respect. Basically, everything that has been done to you and violated about you and your life through this energy is almost the same thing, but in a high vibrational way, that you're about to get what you deserve, was rightfully, you're about to get karmic retribution, karmic justice, karmic, whatever you want to call it, in your favor. In your favor. For all of this manipulation of your life, of your gifts, your giftings, even manipulating your offers. Yeah. So, magician, good news, valor. Yeah. Strong defense. You have a strong defense. Maybe you all are getting a lawyer. People could have been manipulating the legal system here with the magician and Seven of Wands. With sex man, they fucking lawyers and shit. They fucking lawyers, judges and shit. These hoes is crazy. Yeah, because that's sex magic, baby. Fucking official, so that they'll, you know, block this person, hide this, blase, blase. That's what this is. That's why some of them be, you know, they're going that far. Oh, I know somebody, I'm gonna fuck them, put some sex magic on them so that they will be my defense or protect this, you know. Yeah, but judgment is going in your favor now, because you've been standing up for yourself against this stuff. Your team is honoring you, valor, because of this, and going to expose all they raggedy asses. The sun, all they skankatrons. These skankatrons is been go under construction. Because look at all these names. See, y'all can't see this card. In this depiction, it's a wall full of names. A trillion names. That these people are behind doing shit to, including you and yours. Nasty hoe. Causing people to be judgy of you, and you feeling like you gotta constantly stand up and defend yourself and under people's, because these manipulative cunts. Slowing you down because you the legacy, nigga. Trying to slow down your 10 of Pentacles. You finna get this goddamn 10 of Pentacles. Trying to block that shit. Offering people inheritances and insurance money, 10 of Pentacles as well. Yes, sir. Judgment's going in your favor. King of Swords is coming in upright. There's an official energy, possibly. They're being watched. He's on a computer here. He is watching. Whoever he could be a lady, but this is just a King of Swords on the card. They're watching. They on the computer somewhere watching these skankatrons. Watching their ass. DMing each other on their little fusion app. Watching these motherfuckers travel and shit. Oh, we got the World. There's a cycle closing out here. 8 of Wands swiftly. Something also may come out about what somebody did to somebody, you know, because again, these people try to damage control. And when people be trying to straighten up and do right shit, they be trying to unaliven these motherfuckers. They be trying to call shit. I'm gonna tell you like it is. They be trying to call shit. If they think somebody is gonna say something or, you know, blow their cover, they start trying to rig vehicles and shit and fucking sabotage shit. They be trying to get motherfuckers put in jail. Hurry up so we, you know, hurry up. Yeah. Seven of Swords is in the reverse. Yeah, this King of Swords is seeing clearly all of this shit here. How these people are just basically like torturing you and your kid. Nine of Swords. The cruelty. How they are offering all of these people shit for pieces of this wheel. These skankatronic dancers, bitch, all of these hoes. These motherfuckers that claim to be, you know what I'm saying, a valor and shit, these radicals, these judgersons that claim they skanky ass. Fake holiness. Full-fledged stalker and shit. Talking about bless the Lord, oh your soul. And the Lord is your strength. Apparently not, motherfucker. Because you was a full stalking hawk.